we're going to move now into a topic that seems to be, certainly here in Calgary, it certainly is an issue that everyone is talking about, and that's home builders who are having trouble keeping up with the demand that our city has seen. And land prices continue to increase, and I'll give you some examples to help illustrate the significance of this. But land prices continue to increase. The lack of available land in the city that can be used to put homes on is, of course, pushing up these land prices. And back in, I think the first construction loan I can remember doing after the crash was in 2010, or maybe the fall of 2010. And a builder had come along and had a 50 by 110 or 120 foot lot, which is a normal inner city lot. And I think they bought it for $400,000. And fast forward to today, in that same community, that exact same lot, nothing has changed. That exact same lot is pushing $800,000 or $900,000. So that price has doubled in less than 4 years. And the price of construction hasn't really changed. I mean, wood is the cost of wood is the cost of wood, and drywall is the cost of drywall. I mean, those costs don't really change very much from year to year. Certainly not enough to affect the overall cost of a property. But those land prices are absolutely killing the market right now. And so if you were able to build a home for $500,000 and the land cost you $300,000, it means your overall cost as a builder was $800,000. But today, that same $500,000 home with an $800,000 lot means that property is $1.3 million. Nothing has changed. The house is the same, the finishing is the same, all the materials are the same, but that price of land has really, really made it difficult for the real estate market to not see the big price spikes that it's seeing. So we work with a builder here in the city, and we've funded quite a few deals for them. And they've got about 12 homes under construction right now, so that makes them certainly a smaller builder. But from these 12 homes, they're going to deliver these homes over the next 10 months, and they don't have any lots locked up today for next year. If you extrapolate that out, there's lots of builders in the market right now that don't have any lots for next year and are trying to figure out how they're going to do that. There's kind of a range of home builders in the market. There are, on the one end, custom home builders that might do 1 or 2 homes a year, but really, really high-end homes with really, really big margins in them. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have what we'd call production builders. So they're building hundreds of homes a year. Not great margins on each individual home, but because they're building so many of them, they end up making up the profitability. So on that spectrum of builders, all of them need a project. All of them need land. All of them need a lot that they can put that home on. And right now we're seeing in Calgary certainly that land it's not available. And if it is available, it's just very, very expensive. So it used to be, so compounded with not only the cost of land is you have the cost of capital that these builders have to pay in order to build the house. So the builder that we work with right now, a few years ago, before the crash, he could have applied for a builder's line with one of the banks. So that basically meant, basically prime plus money, so 4% money or even less than that. They could have maybe 3 homes under construction, 2 completed, and 1 is a show home. And that their cost of capital to build that, to pay for the materials and to pay for the land, would be very, very low. Today, not only do those builder lines not exist, but banks are really not funding construction files anymore. And that's because a lot of them got burned in the last downturn. They ended up over-financing. They weren't really structured very well, so some of these builders ended up building homes and having no equity into them, so the banks were certainly over-leveraged on those properties. So now what's happened, of course, is that they have to go to either mid-market lenders or private lenders, and now their cost of capital is easily 2 or 3 times what it was in history. So with all these housing prices starting to go up, with the lack of land that is pushing up the cost of land, you also now have this cost of capital, that builders have to factor in how much their borrowing cost is when they give that home over to a homeowner, and that certainly is affecting prices. So if you're in the market, if you're a builder looking for money, we'd encourage you to jump on at mlenow.ca to see what options you might have. And if you're a homeowner stressing out about the price of real estate and how it's going up and so forth, maybe you just learned a few things that you didn't know before, that the cost of land has really gone up tremendously. And not only the cost of land, but also the cost of money that many home builders now have to pay in order to put that home together for you to live in. So I don't think anything's going to change in the short term. Banks don't, they're not really lining up to lend money to home builders. And if you're looking to get into the market, you should probably get in sooner rather than later. But anyway, there's a real life example of a home builder that is one of thousands in our marketplace that's trying to figure out how to deliver homes to people coming to the city, but they're now faced with increasing land prices. They're faced with the increase to the cost of their capital, which means that the average homeowner now is paying more for that house because of those things.